pleased to welcome Klayton Hoelscher right off the top. He is the captain of the Elora Mohawks Junior B Lacrosse team. They went north this morning to Akwesasne for the Founders Cup Lacrosse Championship, which gets rolling tomorrow night with their first game. How was the bus ride, Clay? Long one, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got packed up in Elora and left the Elora Arena there at 9 o'clock in the morning. And rolled in here at Akwesasne at around 3:30, I guess. Stopped for lunch, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. The boys are obviously excited to get here and stuff, so that helped make the road trip a little bit quicker. But obviously, we just had to practice get the bus legs out of us.
How is the energy with the guys right now? Obviously, it's been a memorable couple of weeks with everything that's happened with the series victory over the Six Nations Rebels and then following that up beating the Green Gales. As you're on the bus today, I bet that's a lot of fun because that's a bus ride you guys have been thinking about for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely we're enjoying the experience and everybody's excited and having fun. And now that we're here, it's kind of lacrosse though, right? Like, we are here for a reason for lacrosse and everything, and I think it's time to buckle down and get into it. But for sure, the bus ride was exciting and everybody's having fun. And even tonight at the hotel before things get started, we're gonna relax and continue to soak all of this in. You're right; it's been a crazy ride for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and yeah, we just gotta continue to soak it in. But it's time to get serious and get focused for lacrosse starting tomorrow.
Do you worry about the nerves at all because it's the first time you guys have been on the national stage like this? I know you, on a personal level, have played in huge hockey games before with the Elmira Sugar Kings and the Mount Forest Patriots and such. But for a lot of these guys, this is sort of their first taste of this level of competition. As a leader, the captain of the team, how do you sort of work with the younger guys to get rid of that? Because when you go out tomorrow night, you guys have to be all guns blazing and firing and ready to go.
Yeah, no doubt. It's nerve-wracking, even for me. Like, this is the stage I haven't played on before at Canadian level, but like, we've played in big games, there's no doubt about that, and we've been through that. Like, Game 5 in Six Nations, I don't know if it actually does get any bigger than that. Like, it's an incredibly tough place to play, let alone a Game 5, and to pull that out, that shows a lot about the character in our room. And like, yeah, I guess obviously there's a lot of nerves and everything like that going into the game tomorrow and throughout the week, and I'm sure Friday or Saturday or whenever we play in the semis and finals, if we get there's going to be a lot of nerves. There's no doubt about it. But as a leader, I think you just got to remind the boys that it's just another lacrosse game, and you got to prepare that way. You got to know that it's a big lacrosse game, and you got to do everything you can and leave nothing out there. But at the same time, you just got to play your game and calm down. Really, I think it's pretty easy to get wrapped up in that stuff. So I really don't think there's much for me to say because we do have a good dressing room and everybody's good at keeping that stuff out of the room and just focusing on the cross. But at the same time, I will rely on some of those other big games I've played in other sports and stuff like that to help prepare everybody for some big games this week.
Every playoff run has some bumps, right? The first round went smoothly for you guys. You get to game 1 of the second round against Wallaceburg on your home floor. You lose that game. Like you referred to in the Western Conference Final, you win game 3 in Six Nations. You go home for game 4 thinking, okay, if we play well, this series is ours. You lose at home, and now you're walking into a game 5 on the road. That adversity that you face, and I'm just thinking of those 2 examples specifically, how much does that help you guys now that if something happens tomorrow night or whatever it is, you guys are prepared for that because you didn't coast through the Junior B playoffs and you guys had to work your tails off in order to hoist that trophy the other night?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for us. I think we were a good team in the regular season and faced some adversity there, losing 3 straight to Six Nations, Wallaceburg, and Orangeville. But I think we just grew from every piece of adversity we faced this year. Like, we lose those 3, and then we go on, I think, like 6 or 7 straight win streak following that. And I think we grew from that. And then you're right, we maybe had an easier first round, but I really don't think it was easy for our group because we faced a lot of adversity in the first round, all of us in our junior career so far. And the Mohawks haven't been out in 7 years, and a lot of people doubt us. And for us, I don't think that round was so easy. I think we were just so pumped up that we were playing some of our best lacrosse. And then, you're right, we lose to Wallaceburg game 1, and right away everybody's like, oh, okay, the Mohawks are in the first round, but that's as far as they get. So there's another huge obstacle. And we only grow from that. We go 3 straight from that. And I think just that's been the part about this team that's so special is we bounce back from anything. We were down to Clarington 6-1 there in Game 3 at home, or Game 2, I guess.
Yep, Game 2.
Floor, and,
yep.
And you know what? That's like the difference between our team and a lot of teams, in my opinion, is we get down, but there's never a moment in any game, any series, or any tournament, for example, this week at Founders Cup, that we don't believe that we're the best team in any game or tournament. And I think that's just going to continue this week, that if we go down a goal or two or 10 or a game, we lose a game, I don't think there's ever quit in this group. And again, that just goes to show the character in our room. I think we've got an incredible team on paper and on the floor, but in the dressing room, we're next to none, I think, in terms of battling and heart and passion.
Team. And I think that's the key word that you mentioned there, team. And this group has so much depth. Obviously, Cole Spear, Curtis Woodland, Ryan Mueller were some of the scoring stars throughout the season. You get into the playoffs. That Mason Noble goal on the breakaway late in regulation, incredible. Blake Lewis does it. We're talking about two defenders. Matt Humphrey, the backup goaltender, steps into a key situation, plays fantastic, and you guys end up winning that game. Just the depth of this team, and that's what it is. It's a team. Sure, if Cole Spear scores 7 or 8 goals, you guys are going to be in a much better position. But you've also got other guys there that scored some massive goals. And without Mason Noble's goal, who knows if you're in this position, right?
Yeah, for sure. If Mason doesn't score that goal with whatever it was, like 13, 15 seconds left in that game, like we're heading to overtime, and who knows what happens in that game? Who knows? Like if we lose that game and we go down 2-0, it's pretty tough to win 3 straight against Six Nations. I really don't know what happens in that series. So You're right, depth is huge for us, and not even just depth in games. Like we fill out a roster, but we've had some huge guys in our lineup go down with like season-ending injuries. Like you look at Owen O'Donnell, arguably one of our better defenders, strongest guy probably on the team. He goes down with a torn ACL in the regular season last game. And guys like Jonah White and guys like that, they just pop into the lineup as if he's the same guy. Like we don't even notice that it's a different guy. He brings something different to the team, but it's like we've just never been down with whoever's in the lineup. And then whenever we have our lineup set, in whatever game it is, whoever's playing, we know we can trust. And then you touch on Humpy. There's no disbelief in Humpy in our room. He may not be the starter right now, but who knows when he could be. And he goes into the net as a backup. There's not one guy on this team that doesn't believe in Humpy and doesn't believe that he can be our starter or steal a game like he did in that game 2 against Clarington, coming in when we were down 6-1 like it. And again, I just think that the depth of our team is just it's the difference that and our like adversity. But I think the adversity comes from our depth, and that
for sure.
Whenever we're down, we don't have to like shorten our bench or anything. It's just we continue to play our game, right?
How about Zach Cameron? Here's a guy who played for the Fergus Thistles, the Junior C team, for most of the season. He steps in the middle of the playoffs because of an injury to someone else, but with change or injury or whatever comes opportunity. Zach has capitalized so much on that opportunity. I can think of big goals that he scored during this playoff run, and good for him. And he's also got the Elmira connection. He plays for the Sugar Kings right now, so obviously you're familiar with that as well. But can you just speak to the game and the character of Zach Cameron to step into pressure situations and contribute? That's exactly what he's done for you guys in these playoffs.
And it's again something that like you or other people may not know is Zach hasn't even played lacrosse in 3 years up until like this year. Like, and then you're right, he plays for the Thistles and he has his season's over with them, so he's thinking my season's over. And then Curtis Woodland goes down with his injury in that Six Nations series. He hasn't played lacrosse in 2 weeks, and he comes out for a practice with us, and he just absolutely steps into a game against Six Nations, and he, in a sense, is a difference maker for us, right? Like he scores almost a goal or 2 a game against Six Nations, and that's a huge difference for us, because in those games you're only scoring 8 or 10, and when you get an extra 2 from a guy like that, it's huge, and made an absolutely big difference for us. And you're right, like that does come from, he's had playoff experience as well, going deep, and I'm sure that he relied on that, and I'm sure he built a lot of character in past playoff experiences with the Kings. helping in this playoff run with us.
You and I had an interview a couple of weeks ago, and it was after a big win at the Elora Community Center. And I remember what you said to me, Clay, and it was, I grew up in Elora behind the net watching this team play. Now I'm the captain of this team with, at the time, potentially winning the Junior B Championship. The atmosphere in that community center with the Go Hawks t-shirts, the barbecue outside, everything going on is absolutely incredible. And I know you can't answer the question in 30 seconds. You could probably go on for 30 minutes, but can you just touch on the passion that Elora has for lacrosse and what it's like for you on a personal level to bring that championship to Elora and be the leader of this team?
Personally, it just means so much, and I'm so happy. I still don't know if it's sunk in yet. It's really tough to describe. I've tried a couple times. I've talked to a couple different people, and it's really tough to describe that 10 years ago I was sitting on the nets behind that net watching a Mohawks team go on runs like this and in front of packed crowds like we had, and then we kind of go on a little bit of a run where maybe didn't have the greatest crowds and greatest playoff runs, and to get back into crowds like this in Elora and to bring this excitement back to Elora, it's special to me, and I know it's special to a lot of guys in this dressing room that we were all those kids that were asking the Mohawks for autographs and running around on the floor in between periods and stuff. It's special to bring that excitement back to Elora for all of us. Special is a word that we've used a lot in this playoff run because the run is special, but it's also very special to all of us to be bringing this to Elora, and like it's really just hard to say. It's like it's just so exciting for all of us, and I've also said this to a couple people before, but like we show up to the rink after 2 hours before the game, and the parking lot's half full.
Yeah.
I don't think you get that very many places. Like it was almost similar to like that Elmira Listowel like Southie playoff series 2 years ago in the old Listowel arena, where the arena's packed before players get there, and it's exciting, right? For players, like you don't get that at this level very often. So we're all super excited about it, and Elora's just I would say arguably the best place to play junior lacrosse in Ontario, if not Canada. I'm just so extremely honored to be able to wear the C in Elora.
We're chatting with Klayton Hoelscher, the captain of the Ontario Junior B Lacrosse champion Elora Mohawks. They are getting ready for the Founders Cup National Championship starting tomorrow night in Akwesasne with their opening game. It's at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow night. Just a couple of more questions for you, Clay. And you speak to the small town Elora feel and the atmosphere and the energy and everybody knowing each other. I don't know how much you've seen on social media, but you have a lot of fans and old friends in Elmira who are cheering you on. I know you spent a number of years playing GOJHL hockey at the Dan Snyder Arena with the Sugar Kings, and I think it's just awesome to see the support that you're getting from them. Can you just tell me what it means to you to see all the tweets and the likes and the comments that you're getting from Sugar Kings fans?
Again, like Elora, I think that Elmira is one of the best places to play junior hockey in Ontario, or potentially even Canada. I don't think you get that everywhere, that when you're not a part of the team, you're still getting texts and you're still getting notifications on social media from former teammates, coaches, and let alone like even fans. Like you just don't get that everywhere, right? So again, with Elmira, it could speak volume about the incredible organization they have, and I'm so thankful and everything to everybody that's reached out and wished me luck, and as well as Zach. And it's like just hearing from guys like Trent Brown and then former teammates and stuff. It means a lot to me to hear from those guys and to hear them wish me luck. And then even we start talking about former series and stuff like that, and it's awesome to talk to those guys.
Yeah, and I've talked to Dave O'Donoghue and Trent and a lot of guys, and I can tell you all those Sugar Kings boys are they're behind you for sure. One last one before I let you go, and maybe this is a sports question more than anything else, but what's your approach this week, and how do the Elora Mohawks plan to win a national lacrosse championship? I know it's about playing a full game, a full 60 minutes, all that cliche stuff, but deep down when you look at the competition, the caliber of the competition, how your team is feeling, how you're structured, how do you believe that you're going to get it done this week, Clay?
Our belief starts in the room, from everybody in the room believing, as well as the coaches, and even as far up as the executive and fans, because there's a lot of people outside of Elora that didn't believe in us. And I know it is a cliche thing, but it's belief. Like, I talked about it when we get down and stuff, we always believe, and our fans are always loud, they always believe, and I think that's carried us a long way. But I think probably the biggest thing is that we set out at the beginning of the year, we all sat down in the room and said that this was going to be a special year because we wanted to do it for Elora, and that we thought that the town deserved a championship team, and that it's been too long for a great organization, great lacrosse community to have a championship team. And we just sat down and we said, this is it. Like, we're going to be those guys that pack the arena, that have kids excited for Mohawk lacrosse, and like bring that championship back. And it was just such a relief to hoist that trophy in front of the home crowd. It was a special moment and a special night that I will never forget, and I know that the team will never forget.
And I'll never forget the look on your face in the video when you hoisted that trophy. Honestly, that's the best part about local sports, is seeing the pride and the passion on your face. Well done.
Truly amazing. It's a special run, and I'm so proud of everybody. I'm so proud of the community of Elora, the way we rallied together.
That is Klayton Hoelscher, the captain of the Elora Mohawks Junior B lacrosse team. They're getting ready for their opening game at the Founders Cup tomorrow night. Thank you for the time, Clay. We appreciate it, and best wishes this week. You know 519 will be following along.
Yeah, thank you very much, Darren. We appreciate it a lot.
For more highlights, visit our website, 519sportsonline.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.